everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Abara?"
The knights who say chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on.
Review your saying everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Don't know.
Yo, this is good.
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle, jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle,
You
for
wiggle.
sure. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time. The whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show! Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello,
Hi.
and welcome
Go
to the Wheel and Chill Show. I apologize
got us.
for that nonsense on that last link. I am gonna blame someone else for this.
Tavern.
And the Dark One. But
Wow, I've escalated from Dark Friend to the Dark One.
I said
Okay, Kim
and.
Possible.
I said and. I didn't say
It was
the.
KP.
Oh yeah, we're calling her KP. That's right.
What, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Critter KP for Kim
Critter
Possible.
Okay.
That's the vibe you're giving off today.
Oh, because I'm wearing black.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
Like the glasses, everything. It's just there.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's just there.
Cool. Well, thank you for those of you who have returned from that wild bubble of evil. I hope we get our other friends back. But yeah, here we are. Here we are with a very special guest to talk about Egwene Alvear, the best character in the Wheel of Time.
Wow. This is going to be so fun.
It's gonna be so fun. So
What about Pat and Fane?
what about him?
Just push it out there.
The concept of these streams, these character deep dives, is that we want to take a look at where a character has been in the show. This is a show-heavy stream. Where the character has been in the show already, and where we think, based on everything that's happened around them and with them, where they're going in the future. So, yeah, it's all about speculation. It's all about admiration. It's all about critique when it's, when it makes sense. And we're just going to have a good time here. We're going to have a really good time here. So it is not the Mad episode. It's the Egwene episode. Again, thank you all for returning. We're going to dive right in here. But before we do, I will do what we always do, which is introduce our very special guest today, who is Megmoz, a.k.a. Meg from Three Wheeling the Podcast. So Meg has been on the Wheel and Chill show before, but not while I was here. So we're finally here at the same time,
That's
which
funny.
is really
We're not
exciting.
Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah, like even though the glasses, but
Right.
that was not intentional. But yeah, it's really good to have her here. And as always, I'm gonna let her introduce herself, plug whatever project she's got going on, and maybe let us know when she got into the Wheel of Time and how she's liking the show generally.
Okay, so I do the Three Wheeling podcast with Rob from Malkier Talks and my sister Jen Sedai. So Jen brings the industry insider, Rob brings all of his contacts, and I'm just a schmuck who loves Wheel of Time and likes to make Wheel of Time themed cocktails.
Oh,
so,
you're the me of that show. That's awesome.
I I'm drinking the Flame of Tarvalon today.
Oh,
so
cheers.
you can find the recipe on our Instagram, 3.wheeling, I think. But like, there's little crystals on the rim if you catch my drift. I'm not going to get too much into it.
Because it's very important to note that this is a full spoiler stream, not full show spoilers.
It's in the middle here.
But
Spoilers.
yes, full show spoilers and full book spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled on, I would argue probably the single biggest spoiler in all of the Wheel of Time, you need to hightail it out of here.
All of
Adios.
history.
Yeah.
There's
love
never
you,
been
but
a
get
bigger
out.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Trojan horse, not as big as this. Like, huge spoiler. Get out of here.
So sorry to interrupt you, Meg. Did you have any other introduction that you wanted to?
Nope, that was pretty much it. Been reading the series since 97, 98.
Nice.
As a middle schooler. So
Same.
it's my formative years. Egwene always spoke to me, so she's been my favorite character since book 1. So
Since
I'm happy
book
to be here.
1.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're
So good.
That
You're-
explains why you think she's the best character. You're hearing voices.
a
That's
harder Egwene stan than I am. She
All right,
the
Gordon.
arc is what won me over.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. We both love her though.
awesome. Google her name. What?
What?
They're
Oh,
right, though. Egwene,
Literally?
you Google her name. It's going to
Yeah.
get spoiled. Nynaeve, don't even touch that one.
You keep her name out of your Googles.
It's true. It's true. Unless you have read all the books, and then you can Google away. All right,
Yes.
Winespring, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, wow. So, chat is definitely full spoilers. You know,
Jesus. Okay, we just went
brought
for it. We just went.
We
for
just
it.
hide that? Like, we're going to leave that there?
We're gonna leave it there because it's full
Like,
spoilers.
I
We
know it's
warned
full
them.
spoilers. It still makes me uncomfortable.
I know. Saying it is gonna be even weirder. If I say it, I might not say it.
Maybe it won't even happen in the show. Like, but I guess we'll speculate about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, hey,
Wow.
I'm Winespring.
Wow,
You can
Moon.
find me on X at Winespring Cafe. And in my article section, you can find the recipes I've crafted to help you enjoy the world of the Wheel of Time. Go taste them. They're yummy. And Egwene's recipe is particularly easy if you saw season 3. You will
Wow. Season
understand.
2, isn't it?
Just
Season
melt,
2?
melt ice cube.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we're waiting
Yeah.
on season 4. My bad. Oh, whoops.
Oh, yes, I do remember this recipe, and it was very
It
upsetting.
was too
Yes.
soon. It was too
People were
soon.
really
mean,
into that one.
If you can't get the natural ingredient for the recipe, you can just melt ice.
Smell nice.
Jesus.
Secondary.
Jesus.
secondary
Fresh water, you guys.
ingredient.
Fresh water.
Okay. Thank you, Winespring. Hashtag eat her food. Or not hashtag, but just eat her food. Go
Yeah,
go find
eat
the
her food.
recipes. All right, Tab, go ahead.
Hey, Ta'veren Tavern. I do merch and stuff. I'm on Redbubble if you like that kind of thing. Also, Go Land.
Wrong.
Is he even gonna get his own episode? I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean,
He had his. Are you kidding me?
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
He's had his
Kidding.
own season pretty much by now.
wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. Kidding.
And no one ever complains about that stuff about the warders having their own seasons. So we should definitely talk about it.
Wow.
That'll be good for the land episode that we will have. Okay, we
We
will.
drink my water.
We will. We will. Did you guys see the news that Daniel Henney helped rescue like a bunch of dogs from a meat farm?
Probably he's
The best.
he loves dogs.
Amazing.
He loves
The
dogs.
Best. So, okay, Tavern, is that all, or would you like
Yeah,
have
that's
anything
it.
else? Okay,
Go Land.
Okay, go land. Also,
Where's repeating again?
you can sometimes catch Tavern on Sunday
Oh, yeah.
nights.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
On the
I
Way of
forgot.
the Leaf
On the
podcast,
Way of
or
the
the
Leaf
Way of Leaf
as
on
well.
YouTube. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they let me hang out there on occasion.
Okay. I am Kritter XD. This is my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this particular stream yet, please like the stream, especially because we had to restart this whole thing because of a biggest bubble of evil maybe that we've ever gotten. Maybe.
Maybe.
Right at the beginning. But yes, I do Wheel of Time sci-fi fantasy content. Wheel of Time is my passion, though I love Lord of the Rings as well. Me and Lord of the Rings are like this. I have a podcast called But Are There Dragons, where me and Jessica Sadai, one of my beloved mods, went through all of Lord of the Rings. Well, not all of it. Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy so far, a few chapters at a time. So if you're looking to do a reread or a first-time read and you want a companion podcast, check out But Are There Dragons. And we are about to start our next journey, and that will be reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros.
Ooh,
Talk about
yay.
a tone shift. So,
No kidding.
yeah, so we're going to be reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros. To boil it down, we just wanted to know what the hype was all about, and our podcast is called But Are There Dragons? And there are dragons on the cover of that book. So you know what? It was kind of
Perfect.
an easy decision for us.
Oh, you answered the podcast.
We did. Actually,
Yes.
that's a segment that we do, whether or not there are dragons. And indeed, there were dragons. There was a dragon in The Hobbit. And now there will inevitably be dragons in Fourth Wing. So if you want to check us out, we're on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram, and I have a Discord. And you should come say hi in any of those places. Okay? Okay.
Hey.
Let's talk about the best character in the Wheel of Time, Egwene Alvear. Megmoz. Because this is a full spoilers podcast, not stream, full spoilers stream, full spoilers, book spoilers. Get out of here if you haven't read all the books. Please. I do not want to spoil you. Okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing somebody that I think is a first-time reader. No, it's okay. No.
DK Moon kind of spoiled the whole thing.
Right.
Earlier.
Anyway, so
Right away.
Megmoz.
Right away.
We've established that you and I are both Egwene diehards. She's our favorite character. I want to know, just generally, kind of like, how would you summarize why she is your favorite character?
I love her curiosity and like thirst for knowledge. I guess maybe that's because I'm a teacher.
I love that.
So I can really just appreciate that like really intrinsic sort of need to, and I'm kind of competitive and feel like I need to be the best at everything. So I can relate to her from that. And just like, I love how she just puts her all into everything and just totally like absorbs whatever she's learning, whatever culture she's in. I don't know. And I just feel like she's a student and learner of the world, you know?
Yeah.
So
I get it. I love that about her. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I also, when I just piggyback off of that to the extent you didn't already say it, and I hear rumblings. There are people on the internet who call Egwene Alvear selfish. And I find that to be the opposite of her. I find her to,
he got very upset. Tavern's like, I am the internet. It was me.
I just got kicked out.
That was funny because it looked like it was intentional. Anyway,
really?
It did.
Okay.
Anyways, I find her to be incredibly selfless. So not only is she like brilliant and motivated and politically savvy and fun to read and just like, I don't know, awesome. She's just awesome and incredibly talented, obviously. So like that helps. But she's selfless. Like she will literally sacrifice herself for the good of the world. And I find that to be incredibly admirable. So, and she's a good teacher, actually, you know, book 12, she taught the novices to link. Like, there's so many things about her that are just like, she's incredible. And she contains multitudes, right? She's not a flat character. She's got the best arc in the book, in my opinion, right there, hand in hand with Matt. I think they both have incredible arcs. Because the beginning, she was fine. Like, she was good. I liked her, didn't love her. But as time went on, I just grew to love her. And it's just so fun when that happens, I think. So, all right, Tavern.
Yes.
You're not the biggest fan, right? What's
she's a character and she's a good character.
Okay.
I wouldn't say she's my favorite character.
Okay.
But
so,
I mean, go ahead.
We've got some major stands, so we're going to consider you the other side of the coin, as far as we're going to get to the other side of the coin.
Your Honor, permission to treat the other side as hostile.
Permission granted. No, permission granted. No, so what I'm asking for is if you had to point out some of her flaws, especially flaws that have become evident in the show, if they have yet, what are they?
Her curiosity, as Meg put it, could be also looked at as a thirst for or a hunger for power as well. I mean, I get the knowledge part. She definitely likes to learn, but in doing so, she tends to adopt whatever it is that she's embracing in that moment and completely changes. She's like a chameleon, right?
Okay.
And in the show especially, they've shown it a lot. The part where she was Domine, of course, because she couldn't control that. And then she did in the show, she did a really good job, and even the books of withstanding that. But for example, Moraine shows up. Well, no, we start at the beginning. Wisdom and training, right? It's her way out. I honestly think that she was with Rand in the books because he was the best option in the Two Rivers. And that's how she kind of looked at it. So starting off, wisdom, I'm going to be a wisdom. Sorry, Rand. Moraine shows up. You could be an Aes Sedai. I'm going to be an Aes Sedai. Sorry, wisdom. Sorry, Rand. She gets to the waist. I'm going to be a wise one. Sorry, Aes Sedai. Sorry, wisdom. Sorry, Rand. And she just keeps shifting. I get that she's learning, but it's the way in which her character does it that kind of annoys me a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's not a bad character, and she's got some great qualities. It's just the way she was portrayed, to me, anyways.
Okay. It sounds so much like what you don't enjoy about Egwene's character is what everyone really likes about Egwene's character.
I wouldn't say everyone really likes it because there's other people that don't like it.
Oh, there's some real Egwene haters.
I mean, I'm not an Egwene hater. She's just not my favorite.
I have heard, Rand in the show critiques her in that way.
Yeah.
So, it's not just Tavern.
They're echoing it. Oh, I wasn't saying it was just Tavern.
Yeah.
Nor was I saying everyone else except Tavern.
Well, when you say everyone, you said everyone, but that's all right. I get it.
Let me get my lawyer on my side real quick. Hold on, clarify my words.
So, Winespring, where are you at on the Egwene spectrum? Flaws, pros?
Let's see. Okay, from the books, Nynaeve was my favorite, and then I would say Egwene was my second favorite. Mostly because, like you mentioned, her arc is just remarkable.
Ooh, yeah.
Some of my biggest emotional reactions while reading were from something that Egwene said or happened to her, her response to something, choices she was making. She was thrown into so many situations and forced, in a sense, to adapt.
Yeah.
And become that chameleon, and she would take on those challenges just almost fearlessly. And that was I remember just admiring that about her character in the books. And I think they're doing such a good job in the show that she's actually my favorite character right now. So Nynaeve will always be Nynaeve, my favorite. But right now with the show, Egwene. I can't wait to see what they do in season 4.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that because I think we've got full book spoilers. I think we've got the Rebel Tower coming, and you know what that means for Egwene.
Oh my god, one of the best moments ever.
X-Wing fighters?
What?
You said we have the Rebel. You said we had the Rebel Tower coming.
Rebel Alliance.
Yeah. We have X-Wing fighters on the way.
Yeah, X-Wings and Arturito
on the
Spanish
way.
droid.
So we've seen Egwene. We had the book 1/season 1 arc where they were pulled out of the Two Rivers, and they weren't sure who was the dragon. Obviously, we knew. They didn't know. Egwene found out she could channel. She got excited about that. They started planting the seed of Nynaeve still being stronger than Egwene and her being a little annoyed about it, right? Whenever in that scene with Swan. And then her and Rand were off and then kind of on before Rand ended up leaving. So that was season 1. Season 2, obviously, her and Nynaeve had the little I don't want to say rivalry, but she was still jealous of Egwene, and then she became a Damani, which was horrible. But my God, did Madeline Madden slay that insanely good arc. And then season 3, it was very much I'm gonna stick with Rand because I didn't stick with Rand in season 1. But also turns out I'm a dream walker, so let's figure that out, right? So we had that journey with Egwene. So, Megmoz, favorite Egwene stuff so far? Do you have a favorite Egwene? Let's go with moment, since so much has happened.
Whoa.
Good
luck.
Favorite Egwene moment? Probably episode 208 at the top of the tower when she's fighting against Ishi and she, saved herself from Rena. All of that was just
epic.
Pinnacle peak Egwene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I agree.
That was a good moment.
Okay, Winespring, what's your favorite Egwene moment from the show?
No, wait, no. I'm still going through the files. Give me a minute.
Okay, Tavern, do you have one?
From the show, you said?
Yeah, from the show.
Gosh.
I mean, it's really hard to debate the Demane stuff because she just killed that whole arc.
Yeah.
She slayed that whole thing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I liked her arc in season 2 better than in 3.
She was
in 3,
definitely
she was
more
learning new stuff. Yeah.
main
She's
character.
more featured for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's going to be hard to debate another scene or another bit of her TV show existence. But so yeah, I'm gonna say that whole thing, especially when she was with Rena in the kennels.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole interaction and just the way they played off each other was impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When the tree was on fire, it's probably, and when she got her to light the tree on fire, is probably one of the best things for me.
Yeah. I think for me, it was probably like not a good moment, but what was it? Episode 6 when
206
to the water. Like it was horrible. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it right now. Like just because of how it was just how Madeline Madden executed the scene. It made I was crying. Like I felt so much for her. It was despair. It was frustration. She just she just gave us so many emotions all at once that I just can't really. I mean, obviously the finale of season 2 was the hell yeah, brother moment for Egwene, but the picture was the like most moving and impactful for me, I think.
I'm gonna be honest,
I got mine.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the moment where Rena's being really sweet and like petting Egwene, and then she looked right at her and was like, "I'm going to kill you.
I will kill you." I thought of that moment. I was like that one.
I got big chills, and then I know a lot of people don't like when she actually did it in the show, but I remember being like, "Fuck yeah,
no, that was amazing.
Get her."
Yeah.
One of the things I wonder about that whole Domine experience for the actors is if they got any kind of training, because, and I say this because having gone through survival training, and that, you know, the POW training that we have to go through, a lot of the stuff that they employed in those scenes were very much what we trained, and how they treated, you know, some of the soldiers and airmen while they were going through. So it was very realistic, and I got to give them props for that.
Yeah.
For sure. That's what made it so uncomfortable, is how realistic it felt.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. You felt, she made you feel it, which was so good. LOC 137, pour the water, Egwene. I can hear it. I can freaking hear it.
Yeah.
It like sticks. Carol Briscoe in the chat says, we've overlooked how young Egwene is. Growing up, she was paired with Rand. Once exposed to a wider world, she finds she has a choice. Yeah.
Yes.
Book Egwene especially, right? Because I think they aged them up at least slightly. But yeah, whenever she gets
I think she was 16 or something, right?
It was, younger
books,
than the boys, like 16, 17, and Rand was like 19. So definitely you have to keep that in mind. Like I keep that in mind in the scene where she's like kind of inserting herself on the journey, right? They're like, we're not taking her. What are you talking about? She's like, I'm coming. It's like, of course she wants to come. She's in a small town. She's basically like Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
How
like
boring.
Yeah, like the same baker with the same bread every day, even though it's Mr. Salvier's honey cakes. You know, you want to see other things. So
yes, Tavern, you have a question?
Yes,
no, it's a technical question.
What's up?
You're not streaming on Twitch, or I mean on
TikTok.
TikTok,
No,
right?
I needed to.
Right,
I wanted to make sure it worked.
Nope, we're good. I was just making sure because I wasn't seeing it come up, and I was just we're good.
Right. Okay. So we've got a baseline. Those are Egwene's favorite, and it sounds like all season 2. So we get to season 3, and Egwene is definitely not the feature character anymore, right? I think Rand and Perrin were
Moraine.
Rand, Perrin, Moraine, and with like Swan wrapped in there with Moraine. Those were kind of the focal points from,
which is fair.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Not mad about it. I think it makes sense. But so was season 3 basically just teeing her up for season 4? Is she going to get a big season 4?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah. We were thinking she's going to get raised.
That's what I'm thinking.
Season 4?
Will she become, spoilers, full book spoilers, will she become the Rebel Amerlin in season 4? And I think,
I would
yes.
say, if so, it's going to be last episode.
Yeah, it's going to be toward the end.
That would be
Yeah.
good timing. Yeah, because I mean they have to establish Saladar,
Yeah.
right? And there was that Q&A with Rafe where he was like, there was a scene where what was it, Rima, Lyanna, and Varen were heading out with a bunch of Aes Sedai to go establish or like gather on the shores of the river that Swan was born, right? So that's interesting because it's going to be in Tyr
By the Stone of Tyr.
by the Stone of Tyr, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Tyrception.
It's all coming
They're gonna be
together.
in Tears outside of Tyr.
Exactly. So everybody's going to be near Tyr, so I can totally see her making her way to Saladar at some, or you know, assuming they call it Saladar at some point by the end of the season. And I feel like with the breakneck pace the show is taking, like, got to make her Amerlin because what's next, right? We've got to we got to come back and take a light out. Like, there's so many, you know, and that would be season 5, and how many seasons are we going to get? You know, there's a lot to think about.
And
what if they don't do it at all?
I don't think they'd have to pick out Elida season 5.
Sorry.
You don't think they're going for Elida in season 5? Okay.
No, I think like
After what just
season
happened?
4. Well, no, I'm just saying I think it has to be later. Like I mean, if we're talking about an 8-season arc, I think like by the end of season 4, she'll become Amerlin. Then all of season 5 is her building her rapport within the rebels and like getting her to not be a puppet all through
Which
season
leads
5.
to my favorite Egwene moment from the books,
Wait, Meg.
which is her finally taking over.
What if we only get 4 and 5? What if we only get 2
Seasons?
more seasons? Yeah.
No. Stop it.
No, really. No, really.
No.
Like, what if we only get 2 more? Then
See, I assume you're asking because John from What Up reported that, what was it, that they're close to a deal and that it's better than expected, but also that hardcore fans will be disappointed. So to me, I'm thinking, is it going to be...
I'm so sorry.
Meg, you okay?
So like,
Did you see that? Did everybody see that?
better than expected to me... This is, I don't know anything, so don't quote me. Better than expected to me is maybe a multiple season or like 10 episodes per season renewal, right? So maybe we're going to renew for seasons 4 and 5. There's going to be 10 episodes a season. But that's
I don't like it. I don't like it.
They could do it though. They could do it.
I don't like
They
it,
could.
but they could do it.
Yep.
But can
Maybe just
so then we have to have Egwene take Elida out, but then that would also mean that happens and the last battle happens in the same season, which is absurd.
No,
That's
this
absurd.
cannot happen.
I agree.
It's not happening.
Or-
maybe Elida is
No.
going to change after hearing Swan's speech,
I was
and
gonna
then she's
say-
going to help with the last battle. There you go. I wrote
Or
it.
she's going to be a puppet to Alviarin.
Egwene.
Or
Alviarin will turn her into her puppet, Amerlin.
Elida?
Yep.
Elida, yeah.
Well, that
yeah.
already is what happens.
No. I mean, no, but I mean,
Did
like,
you read the books?
I did read the book. But what I'm saying is, in the books, it took a lot longer for that to emerge. I think they go straight into it because they've already established kind of in the show, so they could just skip a lot of shit and go straight to her pulling the
I
strings.
agree with that. That is
Yeah.
fine. But I do not see how you can wrap everything up and give everybody their arcs in
I can do it in 12
can't.
episodes.
You can't give everyone their
kidding.
arms.
Tara Sind in the chat says
Okay.
5 feels impossible. Maybe
Yeah.
6 would be doable. I could I could see
Maybe.
that because if you like Gathering Storm's my favorite Wheel of Time book. If you take away the frickin' attack, the Shan-Chan attack on the tower, and Egwene's arc being captured, like Elida's captive, I need her to tell Elida that she would accuse her of being a dark friend, but that she knows that the dark one wouldn't associate with her. Like, I need that zinger on screen. And it doesn't happen.
Like, mine
And that's
has to
just
be
good
a
TV.
different way.
It's just good
because,
TV.
Like,
Yeah.
are they going to bring the Sanchan back? Because they look like they were dealt with. They might not even bring them back.
Well,
at all to save time.
That was the Forerunners.
No,
that
it
wasn't
was,
the return.
but
That wasn't the return.
For a show?
For show
I
only
don't know.
people?
But like we have Tuan, like we also have to get them to help them in the last battle. Like
Or not.
I mean,
We
we
don't
don't
have-
have
because
to.
something else
I don't
could
think- have they
happen.
mentioned
You
Tuan?
guys, yeah.
They haven't mentioned Tuan on the show, have they?
Nope.
no.
But Matt hasn't
But
talked
Matt's
to the
gonna
snakes
go back
yet.
in the door frame and ask the
Yeah,
snakes.
I agree with you. We're getting pretty far afield here.
Wonderful.
We are.
So the question is, what happens with Egwene next season based on where we are, right? We ended the season with Egwene, and I'm thinking she was staring at Rand in horror.
Yep.
Basically. Rand was channeling and doing his whole thing. She tells him to stop, and he just stares at her without any emotion in his eyes.
Which is a nice bookend with, like, you know, she started episode 1 seeing Mad Rand in the Arches, and then you know, she sees this happening, and then she's starting to see shades of this at the end.
Yeah, and not to mention that it's a good transition because she's looking at Rand as an Aes Sedai looks at Rand, right? Or as most of the Aes Sedai look at Rand, which is a good transition that mentally she's ready to switch to that whole way of thinking and follow that path, which is the path that Moiraine wanted Swan to take, right? But she didn't do her part in the tower. So
yeah. So okay, basically she was like, "I'm never leaving you, Rand. We're in this together." My thoughts are maybe she's not feeling so strongly about that right now. Obviously, she wants the dragon to succeed, but as far as like my place is at your side, I think that might be over for her. How do we feel about Rand and Egwene's relationship? Basically, are they dunsies completely?
Like romantic relationship?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
for sure.
Romantic, and then also like, will Egwene leave him voluntarily? Essentially, like physically, like get out of, you know, go to Saladar or do something else, go back to the tower. Well, obviously she's not going to do that voluntarily, but what do we think?
I think she'll feel the need to maybe go to Saladar to help support him by getting the White Tower more behind him. Like maybe
I like that.
I don't know. Yeah.
do you think Moiraine sends her there?
I mean, it's possible because, you know, she might be like, the White Tower must bend the knee to Rand al'Thor.
Right.
You know?
And that her whole arc has changed now. Well, possibly changed because he's had that whole conversation that she trusts him or that he trusts her. So it's possible that she might send Egwene to meet with the Aes Sedai. I don't think she would send her back to the tower. I don't think she would be that, or maybe she just advises her not to go back to the tower.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because she knows it's probably not safe anymore.
Well, yeah, they've killed Swan, so something has gone terribly wrong at the tower.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So do we see Egwene also showing up to the Stone of Tyr? Right. Well, because I assume that's what. Do we all agree that Rand is headed to the Stone of Tyr in season 4?
Yes, because they said it, right? They told us.
I mean, they
that
talked
they're-
about
they've said it
for
a million
long
times, right?
in an interview. Yeah.
Not to mention, I think that's where Egwene meets up with Nynaeve and Elaine and that whole crew again. And then from there they go to Saladar together, I think.
Okay, so I was gonna say, are we gonna have another? Well, in the books it happens multiple times where the girls get captured. Are we gonna is Matt gonna break the girls out of captivity from the stone? No. Yeah.
No.
The show doesn't feel like it's doing a lot of like men rescuing women.
No,
almost at all.
And there's been a lot of capturing going on.
I don't want a Land doing that. Land's done it with Moiraine a good amount.
Yeah, but his whole job is to protect Moiraine. I mean, so it's almost
he's doing a pretty good job.
No, I know, but what I'm saying it's he has to, like, it's part of their arc. Yeah, it's part of their arc. So he has to save her.
I'm just like, for example, granted he didn't save.
No,
this is full book spoilers. Land didn't save Nynaeve whenever she broke her block,
right.
but like his presence was pretty necessary to her breaking her block, right? So that's another thing that the show was like, we don't need a man.
They leaned the motherhood route instead, which I kind of loved.
I love
it. And I actually look at that scene from a different perspective because it also helped Land's character being there. So it's almost like she saved him as well.
Right.
And in the books, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it was great.
Yeah.
In the show, we got a little bit of abuse of Land from Moiraine, and then him spending time in a library. I think
we don't talk about the dark days.
Season 2.
We do not talk about those dark days.
Some of the best Land moments were in season 2.
They were amazing.
Yeah. I know it's not the Land episode. Sorry, y'all.
I mean, Land has been okay. I know it's not a Land episode, but it's been pretty consistent every season. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, Land's been a fabulous character.
Yeah.
You need some steady as he goes.
Yep, and he's just like in the books. He is the rock that stays the same throughout the entire series.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention with Egwene, her final moment from season 3, saying Rand's
Mhm.
name. I
Right.
did not see that as her. Was it fearful? Is that the term you used? It was a while ago, and I forgot to bring it up. What did y'all say you saw? Like reservations or fear or
Apprehension.
Yeah, like shock, or I don't remember what it was that Kritter actually.
I don't remember it either.
I know, darn. I'm sorry. I forgot.
But yeah, I get
Sorry.
what you're saying, because there was there was a
well,
moment where she looked like she was.
I just totally saw it different. Like, it was just so
Really?
interesting. It makes me want to go watch it again. So I didn't expect the episode to end. I was like, no, what? No, you know. So
Yeah.
I was anticipating more, and before I realized it was, you know, for sure over. Like, it just seemed more like that moment when, you know, Rand was grieving, holding the young girl that he accidentally was involved with her death. And then Moraine comes up and touches him. It seemed like that moment, but verbal, like just kind of a like a Rand.
But
like
he didn't
you're-
let go.
Like, hear us.
Yeah, but it didn't
Like,
work for her.
We don't know that yet.
The look he
They
gave her,
ended it.
I was about to say,
Pretty
the look he
implied
gave
that
her
it's
pretty
not.
implied that it did not work.
Yeah.
I don't,
Like
I don't
Moraine
know.
said
literally
Like,
walked up and put it.
horrified.
Yeah,
Because he's looking at her like, F you.
that was
is that what
the
y'all
word.
saw?
I'm doing
I
what I
did
want.
not see.
That
F
was
you.
the word
That's
that she used.
interesting.
She
Yes.
used the word
Oh, no.
horrified.
I think
yeah.
horrified's the
That
word.
was horrified. That was it.
Oh my gosh, I need to go rewatch and just try to see it. I feel like he was very focused, and he was letting a lot of like magic run and course through his body. And so that obviously is going to show a little bit on his face, but he was also like trying to get something done. Like, he was making a point, and
It's true,
yeah.
but
maybe there was. You think there's like
But he made it
posturing
rain.
happening between
was
the
done.
two?
he was done making it rain. And
Yeah.
like, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I posted, it's up now on
Nice.
on YouTube. The look on his face is almost contempt in mine.
Yes.
It's
Really?
yeah,
Which makes me wonder if that's a little
Fascinating.
more lose coming in at that point.
maybe.
Well, Luz was there, at
Yeah.
least
At one point,
Which
Rand's
Yeah.
I did not
eyeballs.
notice until like other people started talking
I
about it.
I saw the figure. I'll be honest with you. I saw the figure in the distance. It was all blurry. I actually thought it was Moraine
Huh.
standing in the distance, casting her shield.
Yeah, I didn't
But-
realize it
That's
was
interesting.
a hallucination.
Yeah, I didn't either until
realize.
after I read it about it later. Somebody said, and I guess somebody on the show, I don't know if it was Rafe or somebody said it was Luz.
Yeah.
And I was like, that didn't come across.
Yeah, I don't see contempt here on his face.
So
Maybe you're
LOC
supposed to?
137 says Rand gave her the Isildur. No, and that's what I see. That's literally what I
Yes,
see.
it
Is
totally
the look
was.
on Isildur's face
Yes.
in Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
but like Dana Lou agrees with me, so
I'm-
that
okay.
carries some
I
weight,
mean,
you guys. It's
you know
not
what?
just me.
I think that just
I love how
speaks.
Dana Lou is like always the go-to. Whatever Dana Lou
Like-
says.
Or she says. Although we completely agreed as far as our episode ranking, so the fact that we differ here, I don't know. It's an ominous side eye for sure.
Ominous side eye, yes. F you, Egwene, no. I don't know.
It's something else.
And it could just be his little face is so sweet, it's hard to see it like that.
Maybe. Monica Simsick says determination and stubbornness. So, I was going to say, this is just a testament to Yosha and how he stepped up his acting game, right? Because if he has just a single look on his face, is communicating that many different things to that many different people, and they're all like complex.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
I like that.
And Egwene's, to me, reaction was horrified. Like, just kind of like,
Can we put her back up there so I can see
I
it?
wish, like, that's not, I didn't have her, like, exact reaction. I have Avienda's, but I don't have Egwene's on, like, saved up, like, right here for me.
See, I look at this and I just look at him as like he's resigned, right? Like, like this is who I am now. You have to kind of deal with it.
Maybe.
I get like
Like,
he
I'm
thinks
showing this to you too.
he's a peon.
Yeah.
Like really, like that's what I'm getting from that look.
That
Really?
you're a peon. That's a
Never.
bit okay. That's a bit
Never.
much, but yeah, I don't
That's
get
what
that.
I mean. Maybe it's
Not.
because I love Egwene so much, but like, that's
How dare you look at my girl that way?
You're biased.
How dare
Wait, you're
you?
biased? Get out of here.
No.
100%. I will admit it.
Yeah, I just think, I mean, especially after the conversation that Rand had with Moraine, right? And we know that before that, Moraine got him to stop channeling into, I forget the little girl's name. A Sarah, was it a Sarah? No, not a Sarah, was it?
All Sarah.
All
Sarah,
Sarah,
thank
that's
you.
right, yeah.
And again, this was not that. she kind of, the way she said Rand, to me, it was almost like a pleading, like Rand, stop kind of thing. And he just looked at it and almost like saying, I can't, this is it.
When you think about what he's going through,
Not that I can't, as in I can't stop channeling, as in I can't, like this is what I have to do.
It's taking over.
No. Like, this is what I have to do.
I'm determined to get this done right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could totally lean in that direction more than some of the other ones because of what he just went through with, what is it, Couladin? Is that his name?
Couladin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like he shows up and he has the same markings. Like Rand thought he'd roll up his sleeves and be like, okay, let's go. We have stuff to do. But then he's like, oh great, now I have to prove myself again. Like, and then I got my ex over here, trying to calm me down. Like, he had a lot going on, I guess.
I got an ex look at me. I got another ex is trying to kill me. Yes. This is a country song waiting to happen.
So we're gonna have to probably reserve most of this for the Rand stream. But Light Blinded Fool says Rand looked at Egwene and became harder, like Quendiar. Yeah. So is season 4 going to involve Quendiar Rand, or is that too soon? Are we just getting like hints of Quendiar Rand?
No, I think we're getting.
I feel like it's too soon. Like, I think we have to have the box moment before we get there.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get the madness in season 4.
So, all right, Lou's incoming, and Egwene possibly there to witness, because that's what we had at the end of season 3, in my opinion, was Egwene witnessing this change. She's seeing maybe the Rand that she saw in the Arches. Maybe she's reading into it too much because of what she saw in the Arches, or she's seeing exactly what we all saw, which is Rand doing something wild and then looking real kind of intimidating after the fact.
I mean, the whole scene with Alcera, she was looking at him in horror.
True.
Like,
true. So it happened multiple times, and she's just like, "What are we doing here?"
And a little off topic, but I think season 4 is where we get the Min Rand interactions that are going to establish whatever, while at the end Rand interactions are happening.
Yeah,
because he's gonna run into her in Tyr with everybody else, and then be like, oh, I need you.
Yeah. Or like it's going to be like the end of book 2 where he gets injured in some way and she's the one that like nurses him back to health, Like it could be.
Yeah.
Got a nice comment on YouTube. Julianne Savoy. I started watching The Wheel of Time in 2024, so the wait between seasons wasn't so long. But right now I'm thankful for creators like you guys who are helping me in my deprivation. Love you guys. Aww.
Wow.
Somebody did say in the chat to warn you that we are full book spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled on things, I love that you're here, but I worry for you getting spoiled.
Don't even read chat because they're abusing this spoiler-free or spoiler
full.
I don't know how to say it because we never do it.
Oh, that's a good question. Mel asks, what do we think of Egwene being so open with the wise ones about how she disregarded the rules and lied to them? Sup, Wolf Brother 7. Meg, since you're such a stan, how about you take this one?
Yeah, I like that she just like owned up to it, and wasn't trying to like hide anything. And I don't think we could have the whole meeting her toe scene yet because she hasn't been established enough in their culture to really have like absorbed it that much. So I feel like it wouldn't have paid off.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
We very well may not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for season 4 we're gonna, since I don't foresee her becoming Amerlin until the end of the season, I feel like she will still be training with the wise ones and stuff. And I'm hoping, because that is a big part of her character, is really that she has the heart of an Aiel, and this helps her, when she's getting tortured in the tower later. So I think they do still need to build that relationship, and I fully expect them to.
So we do think she's going to get tortured again. They're going to do that in this show.
I'm not saying that they will necessarily.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean? Well, yes. In the White Tower, yes, I think so. Like, I mean, and maybe tortured.
It seems repetitive
not
for a show to do that.
With the Shan Chan, I think like it will be truly nothing to her because of what she went through as a Damane. But I think they will try to break her, and then they can't.
I think so. Yeah. I think so too. But I don't think we're going to get a lot more torture with Egwene, primarily because she's got it. She got some of it in season 1 with the White Cloaks. Season 2 was all about torture for her.
Too much. Yeah.
Which is why I don't think that we got any with the Aiel, even after she lied to them and did all that stuff. Because if every season we're beating on Egwene,
thank you.
It's gonna be a bit much.
Like, do they need to keep torturing her?
If they do, it'll be way later on, like season 6 maybe or 7 if we get that far.
I think. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say I think I'm not, so I'm sad about this, but I do not think we're gonna get Egwene meeting her toe with the Wise Ones because her ability to overcome being a Damani and take Rena out, I think is going to be like the way they explain how she's so able to handle torture in the tower. Because I think they will torture. I think they will like beat her in the tower, whip her or whatever. Like Shiriam. Well, it wasn't Shiriam. Whoever it was.
What,
it was Baron's.
Later.
Are we talking? Oh, in the actual books, it was
in the books. Yeah.
Sylviana.
Yeah. Okay. So right, because Sylviana is a red, right, and then they like developed a rapport. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which was amazing. So I hope that's still. I know it's like problematic, but if we skip the Wise One beating, I think we can do the tower beating because that'll be like pretty far down the road.
Yeah, you'd have to skip.
Especially if Egwene, while she's being beaten, is like laughing it off because I was a Damani. Like, guys, this is nothing. That would be fine with me. But yeah, I love her like having the heart of an Aiel. Maybe they can still say that. Maybe
they will.
Maybe
I think so.
Maybe she faces something in the world of dreams that they're like, oh my gosh, like mad respect. You've got the heart of an Aiel.
I mean, she baited Lanfear in the world of dreams. She could have it said to her this season 4 episode 1.
Not to mention she took to the Aiel way of life in the show, like the garb, the attitude, the whole 9 yards. She just adopted that instantly, and it worked really well for her.
So fun.
I think they can do it without beating her. Like, her and Avienda like running the 50 laps. Like, showing that she earns G in like other ways. Like, I do feel like they can still show that without the beating.
I will say that on the show, repetitive is second nature. They tend to use something and then reuse it. Like, for example, season 1, the shock and awe of somebody getting stabbed from behind through the throat happened so many times.
And Alana getting shot over and over again.
Yeah, and
see, that's just hilarious. That makes for good memes, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's a good defense.
I'm gonna call her Borolana.
Oh my
her
gosh.
Boromir stance.
That's pretty good.
All she needed was a horn.
It's true. I will say that I just got a notification that there is a tornado watch. So if I have to end the stream very quickly, there'll be a warning. So just know.
Be safe, please.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best. What am I in St. Louis right now? It's pretty wild. Anyways, Nomengard in the 50 laps. The important part is Avi noting eggs never thought not to. That's a good. Yeah, that was a good part. Where, she would never skip because she's not a quitter. She's not a cheater, except for whenever she goes into the world of dreams without permission. But we don't have to talk about that.
Which is
how
many books worth of content was that? That was a lot.
Yeah, I love getting Egwene in the dream world and Teleon Reoid, if I said that correctly.
I think I think in the world of dreams, if she encounters something in the world of dreams and she immediately shifts to Aiel garb, will definitely represent the heart of the Aiel thing. What do the panelists think of Egwene finally dealt with Rena in the show versus the books? From Pete in Toronto.
I liked it.
Yeah, I said it was one of my favorite Egwene moments, actually. Super fan.
I enjoyed the cleverness of it, the way they portrayed, it on the screen, and it was satisfying. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying that the Valda death was satisfying. It was all right. I mean, the Egwene and Rena thing.
It's like you need to see it.
Was satisfying.
Yeah, that was super satisfying. Yeah,
it was really good TV. If you have to not think about the mechanics that hard, right? Because it's. Yeah, you just have to not.
As far as the collars go,
as far as the collars go,
like who
decided how it's going to work, and that's how it worked, and that's what matters.
Just gonna go ahead and, bye Tav. You have to go ahead and close my eyes, close my ears, and just take it in, and that's what I did, and it was really entertaining. But I will say that I also enjoyed the team girl power rescue attempt, right? Like that was a really cool in the books, like how the Min and Nynaeve and Elaine came together and found a way to get her out. Like, because I love a covert mission, you know what I mean?
Right?
So I
Yeah.
can't like pick necessarily which one I like better, because I mean, the books will always have my heart, and the show was so epic that it's just kind of like, well, they're so different that it's hard to compare. But I really, really, really love that scene in the show. So that's where we're at, basically.
But as far as being like true to Book of Egwene, I think I've heard the argument that that was not, true to Book of Egwene.
That she killed her?
Never would have killed her. And I'm like, maybe not, maybe. I don't know. It was pretty intense.
I
when
mean,
went
she
there.
killed a
Like,
bunch of Shan.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
to
there you
mention,
go.
Like during the attack on the tower. I think it's totally Book of Egwene.
yeah, and not to mention that on the show, if you're gonna take that stance on it, on the show, the Emmonsfield 5 seem to off people rather quickly. Like they don't even hesitate; they just kill people. And it's
Karen
like
with his
like they
wife.
went from being farmers and sheep herders to freaking murder hobos pretty quick.
Well, and I think
Tourists.
in the book, wasn't Nynaeve the one that stopped Egwene?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Egwene was like getting after her, and Nynaeve's like, you don't want to do this, right? And so
Now Nynaeve's,
Nynaeve
Yes,
wasn't there yet. Nynaeve was suffering from a block, and she couldn't even pull an arrow out the right way in season 2.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the friggin' arrow, because it's
Sorry.
funny, they made a thing about it in the 3rd season.
Yeah. Oh, no, Garden, me and you, same page. Yeah. And Egwene would have killed her if Nynaeve wasn't there, and Nynaeve wasn't there, so
She killed her.
Egwene, book accurate. Book accurate.
Yeah.
So do we think that Egwene is going to... Do we think her being raised, Amerlin, is going to happen in a similar way? Is she going to get summoned, or are they just going to show up and then it's going to kind of happen? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it is.
And how will it happen?
Well, because how it's done in the show is different than how it was in the books. Like, it seems like more of a campaign. When they were showing how Suan got raised.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
I will say this, that in the books and on the show so far, the one channeler, and I might say on the show so far because we haven't gotten to certain groups yet, but the one channeler that literally learns from every channeling group in the books is Egwene.
And that's why she's your favorite character.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, she learns from the Aes Sedai, she learns from the Shanshan, she
Yeah,
learns
that's
from
what
the
makes
Wise
her,
Ones,
like,
she
one of the
learns
most
from
badass
Yeah,
characters.
she
Yeah.
learns from the kin. She learns from. I mean, she
She sees
learns from
opportunity.
everybody.
On it, and that is
Which I mean,
really
it makes her. I will admit this. It makes her the most well-rounded channeler in the series.
Dynamic.
wow.
Impressive.
Did everyone hear it? Did everybody?
I didn't say she was the
well-rounded
It makes her the
channeler.
well-rounded. Yeah.
She is.
She is well rounded. I agree.
Completely agree. So yeah, it makes her a good choice. And the thing is, she was a great choice. They didn't know it at the time. They didn't pick her because she was a good choice. They picked her because they thought they could manipulate her. And she's been
the wrong one.
and she's been hard-headed already, right?
Yeah.
Lyanna was in the room when she's like, this tower's tearing itself apart, right? Lyanna was in the room when Egwene manipulated that situation to get her the ring so that she could leave without being punished. So Lyanna knows
Interesting.
that Egwene's got that dog in her. You know what I mean?
But we don't know yet what's happening with Lyanna, though.
It's
considering
true.
the end.
Technically, right? Yeah.
I read something somewhere that people think that she was stilled. We didn't see that on screen.
Shielded.
I mean,
She was
definitely
shielded.
shielded.
Yeah, shielded 100%. Not stilled. That I know
Could have
of.
been stilled after that off screen.
Right.
We don't know yet what they're going to
Yeah,
do.
we don't know.
Or they'll still her in the cold open of season 1, and then Varen will rescue her. Right? We don't know because they shot that scene of her leaving. Was
Yeah,
she stilled
that's
when she
true.
left? Or, I don't know. And technically, like, we don't need her to be stilled because we got that experience when Moraine thought she was stilled in season 2.
Yeah, we don't need to see that whole thing.
We don't need the drama.
Well,
Like those things are too repetitive.
Well, and we have
For a show.
Logain. We
Yeah,
have
that was what I was
Logain,
gonna say.
so we can still, full book spoilers, have Nynaeve cure, like, being
Yeah, 'cause
severed, right? Oh my gosh. Guys, this is crazy. Bubbles of evil abound. She doesn't learn from the sea folk. Was she not there for the Bowl of the Winds? I thought she was there for the Bowl of the Winds. One moment, bringing Tav on.
You left. I think we left.
You guys left. It wasn't me, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably my fault because
Your reactions are great though. Like
I'm
when it
looking at the
happens, you're just like,
screen. I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, they're so empty.
well, it's because because I'm staring at what everyone else who's watching can see, and so it's like all four of us in this nice little rectangle, and then it's just me. It's like,
just Kritter. Yeah.
Can I ask a quick off-topic question?
Sure.
So at the beginning of season 3, when Moraine is standing in the street looking up at the tower, and Swan is at the top of the tower kind of looking down into the street, did anybody else strain their peepers or zoom in to see if they could spot Moraine?
No.
I did. I wanted to know what street she was on. I tried. I couldn't because you couldn't see her.
Well, with how much this visual effects team likes to put in little Easter eggs for us to find, it's totally possible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably there. I just didn't know where she was at.
Okay, so you all might be right then. Egwene did not interact with the sea folk, so she's not a weather girly. But you know what? She can't have it all. All right.
No, didn't they end up getting sea folks? Because there are sea folk Aes Sedai. Now, granted, that was trained by an Aes Sedai, but I mean, eventually, I think she does.
Kind of went on the ship with Egwene or with Nynaeve and Elaine to Tyr.
I think so.
And then they had to get off, or was it with Doman?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's been a while, y'all. It's been a while.
It's been forever.
I did just hear thunder, so good times. We are aiming for a 9 p.m. Central Time out, so we've only got 22 minutes left, and we're gonna do it, y'all. No tornadoes until then.
Go away, tornadoes. Go away.
Hold off, tornadoes.
We have Will and Chill.
We need the Bowl of the Winds.
Hold off.
Oh, we do need the Bowl of the Winds. Stat. That's one of the props that I don't have. I actually have somebody 3D printed the Terangrial Dream Terangrial ring. Okay, at was it WatCon?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got that right. You can see it right there. I'm pointing to it. It's on my shelf. And then I have
good pointing.
I have a fidget spinner that is the Wheel of Time logo, like the wheel and the Ouroboros or whatever. But one thing I don't have, like a little thing of, I've got the Foxhead medallion. I've got the Ashadari. I don't have a Bowl of the Winds.
Wow.
I need to acquire one. Even
what kind of fan are
mini
you?
one. I know. I need like a mini Bowl of the Winds.
I think Winespring needs to create a Bowl of the Whipped Cream recipe.
Just whipped cream.
Yeah, just little clouds of whipped cream floating around.
Bowl of the Whips.
Yeah, just little whip.
Okay, people are acknowledging that Egwene did get yeeted into the water by the sea folk, so she is familiar with the sea folk. So she contains. She knows them all. So
some teamwork.
Since Lyanna knows that Egwene has game, and we're assuming, let's just assume that Lyanna didn't get stilled. Right? Would she try to manipulate things to get Egwene elevated, and what would be the motivation for that? You guys are being.
I guess so distracted by
I'm paying attention.
I have no idea. You just light-blinded fools.
Bowl of beans.
Hear me out. A bowl of beans.
Which in effect causes the winds. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Please.
I just didn't even think about that. That would be in the subheading.
I'm so sorry. I have no idea what you said.
Bowl of beans, aka bowl of the wind. Or you can call it Bowl of the Winds. Anyways, Meg, since you were paying attention, how do you feel about that?
Now I'm trying to remember the question.
I know. What would be the motivation for anyone in the show to elevate Egwene straight to?
I think it is the manipulation thing. They're thinking she could be the puppet Amerlin. I think that's just what it's going to have to be. Because there's no reason logically why you would do it then.
Okay.
As an established Aes Sedai.
Not to mention, she's shown. I can't even say it. It's like she sells seashores by the sea, whatever she sells, whatever.
Close enough.
She has shown her grit. I mean, she literally says, "I'm going through the arches today." Goes through the arches, grabs her ring, and yeets. She's like, "I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out."
Deuces.
And nobody could stop her. So yeah. I mean, she's shown that she's tough. Why they would pick her? Maybe it's because she's not corrupted yet by the politics of the tower.
Like the swan, like you guys are my wolves.
That they've said is they wanted
Yeah.
somebody who was out of the tower
Right.
at the time. Yeah.
True. There's also
Good point.
the fact that, well, okay, so just based on the characters that Rafe said were headed to Saladar, we've got Rima, who was a Damani, so she knows what Egwene went through. We've got Lyanna, who saw Egwene in her defiance and saw her go through her accepted test, and was close with Swan, who definitely saw something in Egwene.
Yes.
And then we've got Varen, who is a sneaky motherfucker. You know what I mean? She like she's the best, but like
She's the underrated queen of everything.
I could see her before any of the others being the ringleader of like, okay, we're gonna just plant the seed among all of the people here that like maybe because Egwene is familiar with the Dragon Reborn, she'll be able to deal with him, right? Because there's that, and she's powerful, so there's a lot going into it. Yeah. Mel, I don't know if you commented that before I said, but yeah, Varen might manipulate things. Exactly.
We do need more Varen doing that.
Yeah, Varen definitely.
We need a lot more Varen, so the big shock and awe moment will really pay out for this just like TV viewers.
Yeah. I can't remember which show only person it was. Was it Maggie who was like, at first I was suspicious of Lyanna, and then I thought maybe Varen, and I was like, no, don't stop it. Don't guess that.
She was so good. She was so good.
And you're all just like,
we were all just like, oh, that would be so weird.
And it was like, what is it, Dr. somebody and Terry or somebody? They did it too on their own
Tori talks
stream.
and
Tori.
That's what it is.
Well,
Dr. on Terry.
Wait a minute. So did Max. Every one of our guests, our show only guests, were picking out stuff that's in the books, but they're not sure of. And I mean, if that's not a successful TV show.
Well, yeah. I mean, that says that they actually know what they're doing and they have read the source material.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you have that opinion?
But yeah, I mean, all of our guests would I mean, every time we had one of our show only guests, they would literally put their finger right on something, and we would all go.
No, I think I handled it perfectly.
You did well.
Always perfectly. We never give anything away.
Never.
That they would catch, hopefully.
I got the face of us.
Oh my gosh, you all! I have to give a shout out to Mr. Critter. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it, but the rain picked up like hard, and then I looked at my phone, has a severe thunderstorm warning, and my car was outside, so I texted him. I was like, oh my god, my car's outside. He pulled it in, y'all. He pulled it in. Mr. Critter. Mr. Critter. He said he wouldn't be my warder because of how problematic the bond is, but he does pull in my car when I'm on a stream. So
there you go. There you go.
That's just a good retainer.
No compulsion required.
No compulsion required. Okay. Oh my gosh. For some reason, I will never tell him that this is the transition that I just thought of. But let's talk about Gawain.
Gawain.
Why?
Why?
We just because I said the warder thing. Okay. Like, and it's Egwene.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Where do we get how do we get from where we are, which is she's literally never met the guy, to romance / bonding? Maybe we don't.
Oh, we're going to. You know we are.
Maybe.
When and how?
Maybe the character gets a lobotomy, and Egwene takes him on as a warder, and his whole arc is different than the useless crap that was in the books.
Maybe they're going to make it such a beautiful whirlwind that it'll rival Lan and Nynaeve.
Yeah, but can you think of that? Because now you have novices walking around going, I slept with the freaking Amerlin's freaking boyfriend.
Ooh, brutal.
That could be problematic.
That's
I just don't know how their paths cross.
That's what I'm saying. When their paths cross.
So do you think it could be one of those things they're cutting out?
Yes.
Just to say, but for real, not just because you don't like
I
them.
hope so.
Like, for lots of reasons. Because they don't like it, it's dumb, and she doesn't need no man. And two, like, I don't know how their paths are going to cross.
But what is, first of all, okay, but what is the
Yeah.
point of having them in the show at all then? Because it seems to me that Dane Bornhald is taking Galad's White Cloak arc.
Yes.
And it seems to me that Egwene doesn't have any other love interest without Gawain. So why introduce the brothers at all if there's not going to be a love?
Because we needed the mat fight.
You know, okay.
You needed the mat
Okay.
fight, and
Okay.
and two, they tend to bring in characters like for short, just and then
For like
get
a
rid of them.
cameo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like cameos.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, we have 8 flipping Forsaken, and they immediately get rid of them.
You have to.
How much
if we're
screen
not actually
time?
playing it.
How much screen time does Samael have? Not
Enough.
counting.
Which I just realized
Not
that's
enough.
why Tom from Tucker on Riyadh was so upset with the last episode. I just realized it because Samael's his favorite Forsaken. So.
Oh, really?
The,
That's
the
funny.
longest
Yeah.
period of time he was on screen was when he was hanging there in the freaking cat cradle thing. I mean,
So why don't y'all like Gawain and Egwene?
Because he's the worst.
yeah, no, yeah.
Help me
Because
understand.
okay, because he
He
because
doesn't give her any autonomy, and he
Mhm.
like doesn't like let her like he doesn't trust her decisions.
and despite being a warder, he went off on his own without her encouragement or anything and almost got himself killed, and in the process decided to take on multiple like Terang Rial things
Yeah.
that ultimately ended in him dying because they're basically a death sentence. So what
So-
he
then put her at risk.
which then put her at risk. He just constantly did his own thing, thinking he knew best. And it wasn't even with just Egwene. He thought that way back in the day. He sided
Yeah.
with Elida in the rebellion, which strike number 1, and then he took the stupid little whatever younglings and became this like general boy and was constantly like gunning for Rand, the literal dragon reborn, who was required to win the last battle because he heard somebody who told somebody else who heard it from somebody else that his mom died because of Rand. He's a
and
dumbass.
didn't believe
Okay,
Egwene
so-
when she told him that he did it.
Yes.
I'm gonna Ta'veren explain this, and it's simple.
You're great.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, so what
Everything he
Egwene's
does in the
done-
books is stupid.
Main character syndrome.
He's got
thinks he's
such
the main character, and he's
Yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah.
What
Everything he does
did
is stupid.
Egwene see in him? Like,
He was
didn't
hot.
She didn't know what we
That's
knew.
I was
important.
gonna say a profanity,
Right.
but he's
No,
just
seriously,
got,
he was hot.
a good package. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he had what he needed.
Because the entirety of their initial courtship was her sitting on his lap in a freaking backroom
Yeah.
bar room,
It was dumb.
right? It was just stupid.
I think
Well-
that was, I mean, we all know, and like, God rest his soul, creator rest his soul, Robert Jordan wasn't the best at writing romance, right? And so
No.
this one particularly was one of the least believable because my girl Egwene is not gonna give in to the less hot brother who's an idiot. I'm sorry, she's just not. I don't know.
Well,
So
I
does this
mean,
just,
one's
like-
an idiot and the other one's just impossible to freaking be around.
Well, okay.
So is this like Robert Jordan's way of being like the most impressive woman always ends up with a dud? Kind of a joke?
I mean, maybe.
Or is it?
I
Because
guess
that's
that is a
What
trope.
is that? That's a trope.
That's
Like,
a
and
trope,
so like,
yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
he was
And-
giving us a little bit.
And no
Yeah.
Garden's correct. The start was actually her peeping on his dreams, but I just skipped that because that was just dumb too.
It wasn't the start. It was when they were in the tower together, and she was like
Yeah.
moon-eyesing, as they would say, Galad, because everyone was, and Gawain was like over here, like, oh well,
With her doe-eyed
I
eyes.
think Galad's probably got his eyes on her, so I'll never make my move, right? And so he's pining after her, she's pining after Galad, and then
Yeah.
finally she realizes that Galad's like kind of a bit much, and then she sneaks on his dream, and the rest is history.
Kind of a bit much.
But
so I didn't ask because I was defending it. I was just wondering what y'all thought about it that made it so bad. Like what you would bring up, like in
all of
your
it.
hate. And it became visceral here for a moment. I was just nodding like, yes, I understand. I'm sorry I asked. But
I feel
also,
like nobody hates Gawain more than Egwene stands.
It's
Like
true.
for sure.
like
Yeah.
everybody who loves Egwene hates Gawain the most.
I
for
just
sure.
wanted y'all to have a moment to like use your
Get it out.
passionate voices to get it out.
So if
it felt good.
if Gawain is Bruno, then Galad has to be Mariano, the one that's supposed to be marrying the pretty sister in.
I haven't watched Encanto.
Oh, you have to. Oh my God, that's one of the
Like, what are
best
you
movies
talking
ever.
about?
That's where we're going with that.
Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah, it was in my head.
I agree that like ultimately Galad would have been a better match for Egwene by a million miles because of the character arc
Dead
that he
Rat
has.
would
He's
be a better match for
he's
Egwene.
up there with Egwene and Matt, in my opinion. Like, he's as a secondary character as far as like arcs go. His arc was just one of my faves. I loved it. So if we could have gotten an Egwene and Galad, that would have been better, in my opinion.
Galad's arc was really good. I did enjoy finally where that went.
Yeah, final after a long
Yeah,
time.
It was a bit painful.
really long time.
Yeah, he was so. Yeah, where do they meet? Where do they meet? Are they going to meet in Tyr?
Dreams.
Is he going to show up
What
in
if
Tyr?
it's- It's a dream
Wait,
thing.
are-
She's
wait,
dreamwalking.
I got an idea.
Oh,
Wow,
I just got an
wow.
idea too, but I'll let you go first.
Critter.
No, you go.
No, go.
No,
Oh,
no, you
okay. So
go.
my idea is, what if they meet during the talks between the rebels and the tower, and he shows up as a guard, and they eyeball each other, like that.
Okay, so I've
And
got one.
That's where they first see each other.
I've got one.
Possible.
Because Gawain is such a POS and sided with Elida in the tower schism, what if instead of the fighting occurring at the tower, he gets dispatched to the rebel tower, maybe as an envoy, maybe as, I don't know, like somebody who's supposed to attack or something. Maybe he's supposed to liaise with Elaine. And so he comes to the rebel tower, and that's where he meets Egwene.
Oh, where he shows up to
starts-
try to convince Elaine to come back. Elaine, stop being a fool. Return with me to the tower.
Yeah.
And who is your friend?
Who's that absolute babe right
Bit of
there?
Chocolate. Right
Start
there.
doing her laundry, and then we'll still get that.
Gawain is a ferret.
What?
I like ferrets. So I
No, I said Galad's a secondary character. Sorry, Nomengarden. I had to. Yeah, the coats are great. Love the
No,
coats.
Those are beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea that I just came up with.
pretty good.
Because yeah, Elaine's gonna be with the rebels, so
Yeah.
he's not gonna.
How long have you been working in the writer's room?
I am open for any phone calls. Y'all just let me know.
Yes.
Just let me
I
know.
love it. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I
So
can just see Critter. She's in the writer's room, and her whole job is to argue with the writers about what's best for Egwene.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or I
Be
could
an
just.
advocate.
I feel like I've also been pretty good at being like, oh yeah, we should
you have great
combine
ideas.
Karian with Tyr because it would make sense, and here we
You do
are
have-
probably
yes.
doing that. And I called that like 2 seasons ago.
That is true.
Wow.
Just to toot my own
That
horn.
is true.
Pretty
Toot
sure I
toot.
did. Pretty
Toot
toot
toot.
toot toot toot. So is Gawain going to be less
Auga.
insufferable? I guess if they end
No.
up getting together, you really think they're gonna double down and
Okay, so we have seen Gawain, and we have seen how his character is being portrayed in
Oh, ladies'
season
man.
3. He's gonna be a douche canoe. Pretty guaranteed he will.
But what if she humbles him? Wouldn't that be nice to see?
Yeah, like what if we get a great arch for him?
Yeah, but
like,
do you think she's really gonna settle for a guy that's probably torn through the novice quarters?
I think she's gonna make him chase her,
She
and I'm
doesn't
gonna.
want sloppy second.
Yeah, she
That's
doesn't
true.
want
That's
sloppy
true.
Gawain.
Maybe they'll have him chase her, and then she'll ultimately reject him,
Oh,
and the
oh my God,
fandom
you know what?
explodes in glee.
I will become an Egwene stan if that happens.
Oh yes.
That would be
Okay.
my favorite new moment.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
all right.
The
I
best
really hate this poor character.
Because he
It's-
sucks.
He's, I'd say, one of the most hated characters in the Wheel of Time, if not the most hated.
Yeah, he's
The
like
most.
he's the Jar Jar Binks of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, actually, that's
Like
fantastic.
no
comparison.
bullshit.
Yeah.
He is the Jar Jar
Yeah.
Binks.
Okay,
of the
somebody
Wheel of
has
Time.
Somebody
to do some
clip that,
Photoshop,
please.
or like put that on a T-shirt, Tavern. Like, you
Okay,
gotta
I'll figure something out.
wait. Put Jar Jar Binks on the head.
Just
with
call
the
it
coat.
Jar Jar Gawain.
Yeah. So
And
that picture we just had with Gowan in the coat. Put Jar Jar Binks' head on it.
You got it.
Oh,
I'll
that's
take
so
care of
Put
that.
it on a
funny.
T-shirt. You got
Like
it.
That's pretty good. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So will Egwene have another romance? Will it be a whirlwind? Will it be
I don't-
convenience?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if there's enough
Meg
time.
Right? Like,
but
is
Meg
there
kind of
need-
said it. Egwene doesn't need a man.
Yeah, she don't need no man.
She
You don't
doesn't.
need one.
You're right. You're
And
right.
her character, after going through what she's gone through and the ordeal that she's been dealing with Rand on the show, I can totally see her not having. I mean, maybe a warder,
Igianen.
but
Oh, I
not,
love that.
but not a relationship.
Mm.
Yeah, I was gonna
'Cause that
say
would
because
suck.
we always knew that she was gonna choose green, which I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be green. You're not gonna be battle ready without a order.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd be fine with it just being a woman. Let's do Egwene for sure. Let's go. Okay, so we are close to my heart out because Storm and baby dragons
Children.
teething and y'all. Times are weird right now. Okay. So any like last like things we need to talk about with Egwene before we do our final thoughts? Have I missed anything? Oh, did you hear that thunder?
Final thought for me, I'll go first real quick because I've only got a quick one. Is that given the changes that they've made on the show from the books, I would like to see a version, right? A turning of the wheel in which Egwene survives
Me too.
and continues to be the Amerlin.
Wow.
But the way she goes out is so good too, though.
It is. But again, it was an amazing job. I had issues with it when I read it in the books because I was like, why?
I was devastated. Yeah.
I was like, why? Why did this just happen? It made no sense to me, even for her character.
I wept.
To throw her life away that way. Even, I mean, granted, in service of the light and to save people, I just didn't grasp it. I mean, it was good. It was good reading and stuff, but it just didn't make sense to me.
Well, it wasn't supposed to happen, right?
No. And who can we blame? Oh,
Brandon Sanderson, right?
No, the douche canoe Gawain.
Oh, my bad.
I like to think
literally
that-
the author.
I would like
We
to
can cut
think
that. This isn't live, right?
I'm not gonna blame Jordan. Come on now.
he didn't write it. I think
Yeah, he didn't write it.
he did not write it. I do not blame Gawain for Egwene's death. I think she could have not done it, and she decided to
Agreed.
do it.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting. Like, imagine the Egwene stands of the world expecting the death and then it not happening. As long
my
as it's
God.
as epic,
Yeah.
that would be okay with me, and it would be exciting because I would be
Because she doesn't
expecting it.
have to go out like, what is it, Queen Eldrine? Was that her name?
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
could remember the story of Manetheren and make the choice not to go out like that
She could.
and burn out.
Interesting. I guess we didn't
I
talk
would
about
love
this. I wonder if Vora Sangreal is going to play a role, or if we're just going to get a bunch of
I
Sakarnan
think,
getting
I think it's
passed
just
around.
going to be the Sakarnan.
Yeah, I can see that, especially if Moraine gets taken out, so that Egwene would then be bestowed the Sakarnan. So that makes sense.
Keeps us from getting introduced to too many items
It's true. Yeah.
than they've already
Well,
shown.
and you don't want to like raise everybody's power level so much. Like you want to, you want those items to be more rare.
True. It's true.
Yeah. The VFX team is going to have a great time.
All right, Winespring, you have final thoughts?
Final thoughts would be if they decide to put Gawain and Egwene together, I hope they do not stick with the books.
Oh God.
And that they make it something we want to see for Egwene after seeing her with Rand and how all that went down. Everything we've seen her tortured, like men putting their hands on her, those kind of things. And it would be great to see her in a like a power couple situation.
Okay.
So
I agree. It would be great. If Gawain wasn't such a turd.
maybe she'll change him. Like that's the vibe. She's gonna go in with I can change him.
She's going to fix him.
I'm gonna fix that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Meg?
I'm going to say no Gowan, Amerlin by end of season 4.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
yeah.
Watch it.
So,
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say I like my idea, even though I don't like Gawain. I like my idea of Gawain showing up to the Rebel Tower as a liaison type situation,
Yes.
encountering
that's cool.
Egwene, having a meet cute, being less of a POS, pursuing Egwene, and then maybe her giving him a really hard time. That would be pretty satisfying.
Ooh, in like a cute way? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then agreed Amerlin, and basically I don't want to like just be predictions. I am really, really curious to see how they go from Egwene the Accepted to Egwene the Amerlin seat. Who's convincing who? How does it go down? How are they explaining it? Are they going to raise her first? Are they going to do the mechanism where she is Aes Sedai because she's Amerlin? Like, how is that all going to go? I'm really curious. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah.
so renew what?
#RenewWatt. Also, as a final note, the Soundscape of Time only has like 5 days left for the Soundscape of Time Part 2, which is the next couple of books in the series. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on Kickstarter. There are some like example videos and stuff. Yeah, it's really awesome. Really cool. He's not at his goal just yet, but he is getting there. I think he hit 70% today or yesterday. So like we're getting there. So check out the Soundscape of Time. #RenewWatt. Don't forget to sign that letter. RenewWatt.com has it. And I think that's basically it. So thank you for tuning in. Once again, keep an eye on our socials for when we're going to go live next. I'm quite confident we're not going live next Monday because that's Memorial Day. But we will definitely keep you posted on the next stream. That's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for coming to this one after the Bubble of Evil. We'll catch you on the flip side and hope that I don't get tornadoed. Okay? Okay.
Yeah, stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and thank you, Meg. Thank you for being here.
This is
thanks, Meg.
This is amazing. And thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Meg, everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. Okay, bye.
Good night.